This morning host Holly Willoughby has revealed the secret to her and Daniel Baldwin's happy marriage as she gears up to mark almost 2 decades together. Holly Willoughby has revealed the key to her happiness with husband Dan Baldwin is making sure they always carve out real time for each other. In her weekly message for her lifestyle brand Wild Moon, Holly said, "August happens to be the month I got married, so it's always a nostalgic time for Dan and I. It will be 16 years this year, which feels crazy in so many ways. I often think about us and the glue that binds us together. Every relationship is so unique and different. What works for one couple may not for another. It's a bit like developing your own personal recipe that you adapt together and personalize along the way. I love nothing better than finding out what my friends, parents believe the secret to their relationship success is, and would love to hear your wisdom too. Mine would have to be remembering to carve out real time for each other within the madness of everyday life. Everything from making time to talk over dinner at home to date nights. Whatever you do to keep the spark alive, keep it up." Alongside the sweet message, Holly shared a photograph of herself and Dan kissing on the beach, as well as a shot of the star walking down the aisle on her wedding day. The couple got engaged in 2006 after Dan proposed while Holly was in the bathtub. And they exchanged vows in August 2007. They originally met while working on the children's entertainment show Ministry of Mayhem in 2004. Although they were just friends for 6 months, she saw him in a different light after work one evening, which she said took me by surprise. "We met when I was doing Saturday morning kids telly, and he was the producer and I was the presenter," Holly said in a previous Wild Moon Instagram video. "I remember I'd already been there for about 8 months I think, and then he came in as our new producer, and we started this real intense friendship. It was mad actually. There were sort of 2 other guys that started at the same time, and we just became inseparable. We'd rehearse, and then we'd go out afterwards, and then we'd end up. We were filming down in Maidstone Studios and we used to stay in a hotel there. And you know everybody would go to the bar and then everybody would come back into either my room or their room and we'd all sit round just talking and laughing. And I just remember it just being such a fun time. I always describe that time as sort of my university years, really. This must have been sort of 6 months of real intense friendship, and I remember this one night we were in the bar and I cheersed Dan. And I remember my eye just caught him for a little bit longer than it should have done, and I looked at him, and thought, oh my God, I fancy Dan Baldwin. It took me by complete surprise, and then the rest is history."